Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I'm Peter, that is Connor, and we are going to talk about our weekly TV news show.
Are we going to talk about the show?
Like I phrased like a TV review, right? That's all that happened there. This is our weekly TV news show. We talk about pilots, we talk about renewals, cancellations, series orders, castings, all that sort of thing that are relevant, are interesting. Although sometimes I put in some ones that'll just bore Connor for the fun of it. So
it really does.
that is the
Alcohol.
that is the plan, and we're going to talk about what happened this week. We have a few different things to talk about, of course, but we did have the Emmys this week, so I think it makes sense to start with a little bit of Emmys talk and just look at the.
We had Emmys.
We had Emmys, yes. We had the 2019 Emmy Awards.
I literally know nothing about who won what. I didn't realize it happened, so this is going to be interesting.
There's there's some obvious things, and then there's some surprising ones, and whatever. Outstanding comedy series went to Fleabag, which is a Prime show.
Surprising.
I don't really know much about this actually, and Barry and Veep both get a lot of praise, so I was kind of expecting one of those to.
No, you clearly have not seen the praise for Fleabag when that's on.
I really haven't.
Really goes.
I don't know what it is.
Above and beyond. It's Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Is that her name? I think that's her name. It's her show. She created it, and it's meant to be very funny. She's meant to be a tour de force. I think she did like a stage show version first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that one, that outstanding drama series went to Game of Thrones.
Really? I mean, just because it was the last one, I guess.
I feel this was more like a hey, you've been like one of our big successes for 8 years. Here, have have your legacy award. Honestly, there wasn't really much in that category that I would have been rooting for outside of Better Call Saul. But even Better Call Saul, I would admit season 4 was maybe not its peak season. Season 3, of course, I think should have won everything. But
even though Fox probably had better individual episodes towards the end.
No, that's truth in that. But hey, and of course this is no Mr. Robot in this year either. So
that's true. Oh man, we're only like 2 weeks away from Mr. Robot.
I know. Outstanding limited series went to Chernobyl correctly, might I add.
I'm shocked.
I am more than pleased with that. Chernobyl should have won. That is way more than 3.6 on that dosimeter. Thank you very much. Reactor 4 has went. And The Fallout is a nice Emmy win. Outstanding television movie was a surprise because Bandersnatch, the Netflix Black Mirror interactive thingamajig, won that.
I don't feel that should be eligible, personally.
That's fair. I really feel strongly about that. I just don't think it was a satisfying story, so I don't even think it should be nominated. It's baffling to me.
I mean, I know people liked it. I know you didn't, but I feel like if it's interactive, it shouldn't be eligible for a TV movie award because
it should be the video game awards. It should be.
It's closer to a video game than it is a TV movie.
That's the thing. I'd argue it isn't. I'd argue it's not closer to a video game because it's not actually that interactive. To me, it's closer to a TV show or a movie. It just happens to have this interactive element that makes it really unsatisfying. So
yeah,
but that's a debate for another time. Variety talk series went to Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. I'm actually quite happy with this because I like John Oliver. So
me too.
That's all fair. Sketch series went to Saturday Night Live, and outstanding competition program went to RuPaul's Drag Race, which is VH1. So. I clearly know nothing about that. In terms of the actors,
I see it on Netflix every so often, and
sure.
when it drops a new season, people get excited. That's all I know.
Acting wise, lead actor in a comedy series went to Bill Hader for Barry. Lead actress in a comedy series went to Phoebe Waller-Bridge for Fleabag.
Shocking.
Lead actor in a drama series went to Billy Porter from Pose, the FX series.
I don't know what that is.
I mean, I've seen it pop up in the news and stuff. I don't think there's anyone in that list that we would have been rooting for.
Who was that?
Between us, Jason Bateman from Ozark, Sterling K. Brown from This Is Us, Kit Harington from Game of Thrones, Bob Odenkirk from Better Call Saul. I actually missed Bob Odenkirk's name.
Yeah.
Okay, forgive me. Yes, Odenkirk would have been my pick, obviously.
Mine
and then
too.
Milo Ventimiglia also from This Is Us. And then lead actress in drama series, Jodie Comer. Is that how you say her name?
Maybe.
Comer? It could be Comer, but yeah. Killing Eve is the show she's on. So
yeah,
she won for that. Lead actor in a limited series or movie was Jarell Jerome for When They See Us, the Ava DuVernay Netflix one. Yeah, that's quite a tense category. Looking at the names here, we had Mahershala Ali from HBO, from True Detective. Sorry, Benicio del Toro was in Escape at Dannemora. That was a Showtime series. Hugh Grant was there from A Very English Scandal.
I thought you were just describing him at first.
Yeah, no. Jared Harris from Chernobyl was there, and then Sam Rockwell from Fosse Verdon. So that was a
stacked cast.
Yeah, that was a stacked set of names. Lead actress in a limited series or movie, Michelle Williams won for Fosse Verdon, so that show did get something. But again, you had Amy Adams for Sharp Objects, Patricia Arquette for Escape from Dannemora, Onwani, I think you say that, from When They See Us, Joey King from The Act. Joey King, she's in a horror movie. She was in The Conjuring, and she was in that Wish Upon movie that had a really funny ending. It was a really bad movie, but the ending was really funny. It's almost worth watching the bad movie just for how hilarious the last scene is.
Well, I mean, the Octoberthon's coming up.
Oh, it is. Oh, I'm pumped. And Niecy Nash was there for When They See Us as well. And then supporting performances, you had Tony Shalhoub, one supporting actor in a comedy series for The Marvelous Miss Maisel. Supporting actress in a comedy series was Alex Borstein for The Marvelous Miss Maisel. Okay, that show doing well in the supporting category. Supporting actor in a drama series, Peter Dinklage took it for Game of Thrones. He beat out like 4 other Game of Thrones people, I think.
Wait, who was in the category?
Was it this one? Alfie Allen from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Jonathan Banks from Better Call Saul. Should have been him. Okay. Nicolaj Coster-Waldau from Game of Thrones. Giancarlo Esposito from Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul. I approve. And then Michael Kelly from House of Cards and Chris Sullivan from This Is Us. So he beat 3. He beat 3. 2. He beat 2. Yeah, okay. So there was 3 total in that category.
3 total, yeah.
That's not a lot in one category, though.
Yeah, it's healthy.
Supporting actress in a drama series went to Julia Garner from Ozark. And how many Game of Thrones people are in this? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 in this category.
Who did you have?
Gwendolyn Christie, Lena Headey, Sophie Turner, and Maisie Williams were all in this category.
I'd have probably given it to Gwendolyn Christie.
Knock yourself out. Extended actor, supporting actor in a limited series or movie went to Ben Whishaw from A Very English Scandal. Again, I have to root for my boy Stellan Skarsgård from Chernobyl there.
Of course you do.
It was great. It was great in that. And then supporting actress in a limited series or movie went to Patricia Arquette from The Act. So, yeah, there you go. So they had that, and then directing. I won't do all the categories, but I think it's worth doing some of the directing and writing credits as well, since TV is, very important elements in the TV business. Directing in a comedy series went to Fleabag. Directing in a drama series went to Ozark, which specifically I'll mention Jason Bateman, who was directing some of those episodes.
Do you know what? We only watched the first episode of that, and I did not think it was directed that well. Maybe season 2 is significantly better.
Yeah,
what do I know?
Better, yeah. Excited director in a limited series, movie, or dramatic special. Chernobyl got that well deservedly, may I add. And then excited director in a variety series went to Saturday Night Live. And then for rating, you had comedy series was Fleabag, drama series. Drama series went to Succession from HBO. Rating for a limited series, movie, or dramatic special went to Chernobyl, Craig Mazin. So one of the writers of the hit 1997 film Rocket Man. Now has an Emmy award.
Why not?
I think he also wrote the second 2 Hangover movies as well. He's got a really weird list of movies, and then Chernobyl's like this really serious, gritty, true life thing. And then standing writing for a variety series went to Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, and that wraps up the categories. So just to they got a wins. Here we go. So in terms of major wins, Fleabag was the ultimate winner with 4 wins total. Chernobyl.
Yeah, I did see her. I didn't realize it was from Emmys. I saw her posting a picture celebrating, and it's utter decadence in the best possible way of screw you, I would everything.
So yeah, that won 4, Chernobyl won 3, so that's pretty cool. And then a bunch of stuff won 2. Game of Thrones, Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, Marvelous Miss Maisel, Ozark, and Saturday Night Live all won 2. And if we're going by wins by network, HBO won with 9, Prime won came next with 7, and Netflix had 4, and then FX and NBC both had 2. So interesting that Prime has catapulted up above Netflix there.
At least in terms of those quality, it has for a while. Miss Maisel has been there for a while. Like, that's been getting buzz for the last 2 or 3 years, I think.
Mm-hmm.
They tend to have a couple of shows that get buzz like that, but for whatever reason, it's never the ones we're interested in.
Sure, yeah. So there you go. That's the Emmys. That's worth going through them, I think, even if we're not super invested. And got some typical picks, some more exciting ones. But hey, we'll see what happens next year. Will the final season of Mr. Robot get any attention? We can hope.
It'll be snubbed and we'll be annoyed.
Probably. So moving on to the rest of the news then, just a couple of renewals and cancellations or endings that aren't really relevant to us. I'll just mention them briefly. Showtime series On Becoming a God in Central Florida has been renewed for a 2nd season. So if you like that show, there you go.
No idea what it is.
You get a 2nd season of that. And then we have... If Deadline will load, there you go. Absentia, which is an Amazon Prime series, has been renewed for season 3 with a new showrunner and a couple of new cast additions. So you're like, wait, this is going to season 3, and I don't know what it is. That's what you're thinking to yourself.
It is, but then I go, oh, you said it was an Amazon show. They're terrible at marketing things, so I just didn't see it.
They very much are. Who knows? We could have loved this show for all we know.
Yeah.
Netflix BoJack Horseman has been announced to be ending with its 6th season, which is upcoming. They revealed that in a new trailer for it. So whether or not they knew it was going to be the last season when they were making it is up in the air, I think. But
if they've made the decision before it even airs, probably.
I've never watched it. I have no attachment to it.
I watched the first handful of episodes and I kind of hated it.
Fair enough. There you go. Next up, we have a pre-cancellation, which is basically just something's not happening, which is the Ghost Rider series, which Hulu were developing with Gabriel Luna reprising the role from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That is just not happening anymore. It's done.
I think the official reason that they've given for this is creative differences. But there was some reports, I think the day after this broke, that suggested that Feige actually has some plans for Ghost Rider. Not necessarily movies, could be something like a show on Disney Plus. But apparently, they've put out the call that this is happening and they shut this down.
It's not surprising, especially since Marvel TV as a division has been treated as a very separate thing. And now that Feige is developing his own TV projects for Disney Plus,
they want priority.
And not only just that, but they've got movies now planned. I mean, sure, we know what they are for the next 2 years, but they've got plans beyond that. And
yeah, and this is apparently not the first time this has happened recently, because Hulu were apparently developing a Blade TV show.
And obviously that's gone now, yeah.
Obviously that didn't happen for the same reasons.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even sure why they're bought. Because at this point, what do they even have? They've got one final season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They got Cloak and Dagger and Runaways. All the Netflix shows are done. So, like, Marvel TV don't really have a lot right now.
Yeah. Do they have the animation stuff? Is that on the Marvel TV?
It might be. But, I mean, that could just become their thing. They could just be doing the animation.
It could be. I know there's still a handful. I don't watch any of it, but I know there's a handful of those shows still going.
Yeah, and I think people would prefer everything's tied into the universe anyway. So people are going to are inherently going to be more interested when it does tie into those. Even though we care maybe more about this Ghost Rider because we like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible they still get Luna to play him, and
possibly.
It's not out of the realms of possibility.
It's not out of the realms of possibility. I think, given that they cast Mahershala Ali when he was already a character in Luke Cage, that was basically the first sign that we're kind of just going to ignore those shows ever existed and just do whatever we want. That's
pretty much, yeah.
As long as it's not been in the movies, it doesn't count, kind of thing. Which kind of sucks to a point, but hey, I'm kind of past the point of caring too much about this stuff.
Yeah, me too, because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is better anyway, so I can just enjoy that on its own.
Yeah. So we have some casting here. One small one for the crossover for Crisis, but there's a couple of little things to maybe talk about alongside this that also happened this week. So Osric Chow has been cast. He was had a small part in Supernatural. Well, I don't know how small it was. It may have been a meaty part. I don't know, but he was on Supernatural. But I'd never seen him when I was watching it, so he may have been like a big thing in the later seasons.
Yeah. There's more of what you haven't seen than what you have.
That's true.
So.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're at the point now where there's going to be 15 seasons, and I saw 6 of them. So there's going to be 9 seasons of content that I didn't see.
Yeah.
But yes. So he has been cast, and Joe, what's funny is that it just because it never said in the headline. Usually, when they cast someone as a character who's like from the comics, they're like, "Oh, this guy's been cast as this, or this woman's been cast as this."
I saw these headlines: cast as role in Crisis. I don't actually know who's playing.
Yeah, well, I went to read, and it didn't even say like the superhero name. It just said Chow will recur as Ryan Choi, and I went, "Wait a minute, you tell me he's an Atom? He's the new Atom? Put that in the headline, you fools!"
I sense a new legend.
Yeah, so he's been cast as Ryan Choi, described as a physics professor at Ivy Town University. He is just a normal guy who comes to learn that he has a pivotal role to play in the coming crisis. The buzz is that he will be suiting up and shrinking down as the new Atom, considering Choi takes the torch from Ray Palmer in the comics. Yeah, no shit. So it was weird because I clicked on this not knowing who he was going to play, and I was like, why didn't you put he's going to play the new Atom in the headline? It feels like a headline worthy thing to say.
It does. That's cool because I like Choi.
Because it took me a second. I went, we'll play Ryan Choi, who is described. Wait a minute, Ryan Choi.
Yeah,
he's the Atom. So that's the thing. And then the other things that's worth mentioning, there was a photo released just today of Brandon Routh in his Superman Kingdom Come outfit.
Oh man, it looks good. It is the single best costume CW has done yet.
He's got the trunks on. I don't know if I'd say that.
No, I think it looks nice. It's simple. The material's good.
Yeah, I think I still prefer the original Supergirl costume by a bit, but not by like this is good. I definitely like this more than the new Supergirl costume. I'll say that with.
That's because the cape's tucked in.
Oh, the cape is tucked in. Yeah, they could have ruined this with having the cape on the shoulders.
They want it to be authentic.
They could have totally ruined this.
So yeah, they've gone out of the way here.
Yeah, there's a lot of theorizing that he's basically representing not only like his Superman but also Christopher Reeve, because he was kind of meant to be the follow up to that.
Oh, I think almost certainly. I mean, that entire movie was he's not Christopher Reeve.
Exactly, yeah.
He was pretty good at that.
And then we have Tom Welling, who will essentially be Superboy Prime, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, there was a picture of him and what's her name in front of the farmer.
The ranch, yeah.
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 I don't know. I'm kind of I'm annoyed because I'm gonna have to watch all the shit before it, but I kind of want to because I really want to see this. This feels kind of special.
And the other thing that happened this week, which is worth mentioning, is that Michael Rosenbaum confirmed that he declined to appear in the new crossover, and he put out a statement saying why he declined.
Pretty reasonable. They basically said, "Hey, we want you to show up for this day, basically minimum wage for what we can pay you, and there's not going to be a script that you can look at beforehand."
Yeah, they couldn't tell him what his character would be doing, what the point of his scenes would be, or like it was basically just show up and accept what we hand you and get paid very little for it.
I can, as much as I'd like to see him there because I think he's a great Lex.
Mm-hmm.
I can absolutely understand him going, no thanks.
No, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a shame. It's a shame that some actors have passed away who would totally have been up for this.
Yeah.
Like Adam West, would have totally shown up for this thing.
Oh God, yeah.
Christopher Reeve, in the wheelchair would have shown up for this thing if those two guys were still alive.
Yeah, I mean, he was quite happy to do a handful of episodes for Smallville.
He was, yeah. So, it's a shame that we've lost some people. Margot Kidder, I'm sure, would have shown up as well because she popped up in Smallville too.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we've lost some people, and but we're getting a lot of them. In fact, the other bit of news actually, I can't believe I almost forgot to mention this.
Is it still on Crisis?
Yeah, it's still on Crisis.
Okay.
The actress who played Huntress on the Birds of Prey TV show is going to be in Crisis on Infinite Earth. Can I just say, this is the deepest cut they could have ever pulled.
There's like 12 people who enjoyed that show.
Hey, I cracked that joke on Twitter already. You don't get to
Did you
steal my
actually?
jokes. Yes, I said, imagine how the 8 fans of that show feel right now. That was my exact phrase. Anyway.
Fair enough.
But
I went with 12. I was being generous.
this is such a deep cut. I know that the Flash, the 90s Flash show was kind of in the same boat. It only had one season, got cancelled. But
it's the Flash because it's a higher profile character.
It's higher profile,
nature.
but more than that, because they were doing a new Flash, it was a direct descendant of that show. They naturally had, some actors pop up, and Mark Hamill came in, and the dad was, the Flash in the original show, John Wesley Shipp, right? This is such a deep pool. It's like, I remember that one season show that got cancelled, and no one barely remembers it.
Who are we getting from the Swamp Thing show?
The Swamp Thing? What about, what else happened? Something else. How about the dude who was Aquaman in Smallville could pop in?
Yeah, why not? At this point,
No. Justin Hartley shows up, but not as Green Arrow, but as Aquaman, because he was in the pilot for the Aquaman spin-off.
I'm all for it. Honestly, at this point, screw it. Get the kid from Gotham. I know. I don't care. Go all in on this.
Hey, the best thing about that Birds of Prey TV show is that Dinah Meyer was playing Barbara Gordon. That is actually pretty solid casting for an older Barbara Gordon. So,
just this isn't the last we are going to have on this either, because someone tweeted at Googie just today, I think, saying, "Hey, can we stop with all the breaking news announcements? I want to be surprised because hey, if I had it my way, there would be no more breaking news. This is it, But it's not my choice, so there might be some more coming."
Actually, someone, no, it was him himself. Jensen Ackles from Supernatural posted an image of him looking at a Red Hood costume, and of course, he voiced Red Hood in one of the animated movies. And
pretty good friends with Amel as well.
Yeah, and this didn't have anything to do with crossover stuff, but the idea floated around like, yeah, but he's already in Vancouver shooting like a CW show. Would it really be that hard for him to come in and just like have a Red Hood who's there and just have one scene of him taking off the mask and just see Jensen Ackles for a minute? And he was also on Smallville, which
he was, yeah,
which does all these interconnected things that you.
Yeah. Again, and like I said, he's friends with Amel. They've been the older guard of CW at this point, so I think it makes sense that they kind of gravitate towards each other.
Now this isn't the last of the CW DC news, but the other bit of news is for an actual new show, so that's coming later in the actual new shows section. We'll be talking about that. Anyway, next up, we have some casting. Space Force has added some cast. This is Netflix's show. John Malkovich, Ben Schwartz, who's John Ralphio from Parks and Rec, if you don't know his name. Deanna Silvers and Tawny Newsome are set to be regulars opposite Steve Carell in Space Force, Netflix's new workplace comedy from The Office star and the Office developer Greg Daniels. So this is the Space Office show.
I'm in.
John Malkovich is a regular. What? What the hell?
I don't know, but I'm there for it.
John Ralphio. Things are happening. So I forgot that show was going to exist. I'd forgotten what I recognized the name, and I was like, yeah, what is this again? And then I read it. I was like, oh yeah, this one.
Yeah, I'm down for it. It sounds fun.
There you go. And then next bit of casting here, Ray Romano is going to star in a HBO Max series called Made for Love. We heard about this before. This is the one that's going to star Kristen Milioti from USS Callister, Fargo, so on. So he's joined as the other one of the other leads. So Made for Love describes a dark, absurd, and cynically poignant story of divorce and revenge. It follows Hazel Green, played by Milioti, a 30-something woman on the run after 10 years in a suffocating marriage to Byron Gogol. What name? Byron Gogol.
I mean, Byron, but
Okay, Byron, but Gogol.
Yeah. I'm not arguing with Gogol.
An unstable, needy, possibly sociopathic tech billionaire. Soon she discovers that her husband has implanted a revolutionary monitoring device, the made-for-love chip, in her brain, allowing him to track her, watch her, and know her thoughts and feelings as she tries to stay alive. This actually sounds not bad.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good.
Yeah. Romano is going to play Hazel's estranged father. Yeah, I was like, yeah, he can't be the husband. He's like way older than
Yeah, I was thinking that as well.
Not that you can't have an older husband, but...
that would be quite significant.
Yes. All right. So next up, just this is more news of when we'll get news for something, but it seemed worth just mentioning. So
Better be worth it.
M Night Shyamalan's got a show on Apple TV Plus.
Yeah, speaking of this, Apple, stop bloody showing me every trailer and promoted content on Twitter every time I scroll through. It's like, here's a trailer for a different one of our shows. I don't care.
Okay.
I'm sick of it.
All right. So there's going to be an event at New York Comic Con next month. They're going to be doing it's called Servant, the show. M Night Shyamalan's Servant, and they're doing a night with M Night Shyamalan introducing Servant on Apple TV Plus as on October 3rd. So in about a week's time, we'll have some news. The Comic Con event will have first look footage as well as a discussion with the director, cast, and creative team. So basically, next week, expect us to have some stuff to talk about with Servant.
Yeah, because the 3rd is the Thursday, I believe. So we should definitely have this by the time we do our news video.
Oh, good. So we're ready to go on to some new shows, starting with the comedies, of course. That said, though, I think this is a good time for Connor to do the Patreon plug for the episode.
Oh, is it now? That's what you get for being a dick and not giving me warning. No, patreon.com/mildfuzztv, where you can support us and get extra content.
That's it?
That's it.
My God, Tim nearly shit the bed when I made him do this like on Sunday.
Actually?
But you know what? He still did better than that.
Hey, there was no shit in the bed here. I just
And Tara, I've been making Tara do it for a while, and she's a pro at it at this point. You know, you can help support everything we do. You can keep the content coming. You get bonus episodes of certain things.
I don't want to just do your speech.
We still have to get some of those points across.
To support us, bonus content. Points are across.
Oh, you're the goddamn worst. All right, NBC is putting in development a comedy called Black Girl Magic, a half-hour single-camera comedy from Downtown Girls co-creators Emma Bieni, I probably butchered that name, Crystal Boyd and Chandra Russell, Gabrielle Union and her I'll Have Another banner, and atypical creator and showrunner Robia Rashid. So, a lot of names there. Black Girl Magic tells the story of three estranged sisters who learn a mysterious secret about their family history that changes their lives and brings them back to the magical world of New Orleans. And I actually have no idea at the end of that description if there's actually any literal magic, because...
Yeah, I basically don't know what this show is still.
They kept teasing it throughout the sentence and then just said the magical world of New Orleans. I'm like, okay, all right. Just a metaphor.
Yeah.
Just a metaphor. It probably is just a metaphor because
or is it?
Well, it's a sitcom, so I'm going to assume that it's a metaphor. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
I could be wrong. All right. But yeah, that's NBC. NBC's in a comedy. And then next up, well, that's the only comedy we've got. Light comedy week this week.
The whole comedy section for that.
Whole comedy section. But this means we get to talk about the CW thing. The new spin-off. They're developing yet another show, which is spinning out of Arrow. And would you have it, all of that time we spent in season 7 of Arrow in the future setting up Felicity's daughter Mia, that was actually because they want to turn it into a TV show.
I never would have guessed that.
And what's interesting is that so Catherine McNamara plays Mia Smoke. Obviously, she'd be one of the leads, but they're saying that Katie Cassidy and Juliana Harkavy, who play Laurel and Dinah respectively, will be reprising their roles as regulars. So, like, does that mean they're going to be in old age makeup, like
the whole time?
The whole time.
Oh god, their old age makeup was terrible, and they're just like, please keep us around. We want the paycheck.
Yeah, they want the steady job. So yeah, this is Berlanti Productions, who has a reign of terror, as it is basically. The new superhero squad is the next generation version of the Team Arrow, with costumed offspring of the original membership. At the center of the next gen collective is Smoke, the fierce. I'll just call it Smoke in this description, not Mia, the fierce daughter of Oliver Queen and. It doesn't even mention Felicity. It says Oliver Queen, aka the Green Arrow, the central character of Arrow, and the former mayor.
I'm okay forgetting that Felicity existed. I can get on board with this line of thinking.
Oh dear. Yeah, so there's going to be a proper backdoor pilot in the final season. So one of the 10 episodes.
We haven't already wasted enough time on that.
No.
It's gonna be an episode where Oliver travels and sees it, isn't he? He's gonna get shown it by the monitor.
He's gonna like pass the baton and give him his blessing. He's gonna be like, no, I bless this new
You
arrow.
are the Green Arrow now.
Yes. What's interesting actually, does that mean like what about Connor Hawkes? He's sticking around because he was like a part of that in the future stuff.
He was, wasn't he?
I wonder if even William. What about William? Is he sticking around?
Did he die?
No, neither of them died. No one died.
Oh, okay. Did Felicity die?
No, she went through a portal to the future with the monitor, or to the past, or to somewhere.
How drunk was I?
You were pretty drunk. You were pretty drunk. She went to be with Oliver, I think, in some dimension, or post-crisis life. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, so I don't know if it's a working title for it yet. I would assume the Canaries.
Yeah, Canaries is what I've been seeing it referred to as.
So maybe we'll see that. Does that mean that she'll actually have the green hood, or will she, like the others, just be a black canary and therefore?
I think she'll get the hood. If not straight away by the end of the season.
What if she has a black version of the hood because she's still a canary, but she's also?
That's terrible. Don't give them ideas.
She's the green canary.
It hurts that I feel like I'm gonna have to watch even one episode of this.
That's funny to me. All right, so that is the potential Canaries in CW. When it comes to these DC shows, do tend to happen. They don't tend to just disappear after an announcement like this. We heard about Batwoman, and lo and behold, Batwoman's starting in a couple of weeks. So
yeah, and it's not even a pilot commitment; it's a backdoor pilot. So there's no guarantee, but it's fairly likely.
Yep, they've found a way to have Arrow live on, which makes me think like, okay, when Flash ends, will they somehow do like a Flash spiritual successor that'll be like not Wally, because they've
abandoned Wally,
abandoned him too much. But
that's when we get Bart.
You're hoping for a Bart show, an Impulse.
I'm not, because Flash is terrible, so so I don't want anything else ruined.
Who does Bart work with in the future? He works with Felicity, who's came out of the hyper time.
I legitimately wanted to throw this glass at you then.
All right, moving on. So, Acorn TV has unveiled its latest original series, a thriller set against the magnificent backdrop of New Zealand's South Island. This is an AMC Network's own streaming service, which passed 1 million subscribers in the US and Canada last week, which is impressive given that I could never have named this.
I was about to ask you to rewind and tell me what the hell Acorn TV was.
I don't know. That's the answer.
I've never heard of it. Apparently it's a thing.
Yeah.
You're struggling with cat hair again.
No, I got it. Probably a beard hair. It could be either.
Blame the cats, because cats are terrible.
But yeah. So it's called The Sounds. The Sounds.
Okay.
It's created and co-written by author Sarah Kate Lynch. It's an 8-part series, and it follows a married couple who move to a new town to escape their family. But when Maggie's husband Tom disappears, it reopens old wounds and secrets about a seemingly close community in which they live. So, mystery thriller.
Yeah.
8 episodes.
Does this service have any original content already?
It's its latest original commission, so it sounds like it does. I mean, maybe they've not made any yet. Maybe it's like they've announced them, but they've not.
Yeah, maybe.
And maybe I've just not seen them when looking for the news, because Acorn TV such a small thing right now that no one's reporting on it. I don't know.
I don't understand. How did we never heard of this?
It's not as funny as Stan, which is Australia's streaming service. Because they had that before they even had Netflix, and that was really funny. All right, let's move on. Freeform, your favourite network. Freeform is given a pilot green light to Last Summer, a one-hour drama thriller from writer Bert V. Royale, director Max Winkler, and producer Jessica Biel. Last Summer is an unconventional thriller that takes place over 3 summers, 93, 94, 95. It's a period piece. Interesting. They did a show called Dead of Summer we watched a few episodes of that was in the 80s, interestingly enough.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
No, it wasn't. In a small Texas town where beautiful popular teen Kate is abducted and seemingly unrelated girl Jeanette goes from being a sweet, awkward outlier to a most popular girl in town, and by 95 the most despised person in America. Each episode is told from the POV of one of the 2 main girls, Jeanette and Kate, which will have the viewers' loyalties constantly shifting as more information is revealed. If this wasn't on Freeform, I'd say this sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. And I bet they don't mean POV as in first person, literal peep show style.
Well,
I bet they just mean, we'll follow that person.
Well, I wouldn't have assumed so, and that's okay.
It's not okay. Be bold. Be daring.
It's not Maniac.
Why not?
It isn't. All right, next up. Marshall Herskovich and Ed Zwick's beloved 1987 drama series 30-something is making a comeback. They're apparently looking for a reboot of this.
Multiple 60-something?
There's multiple networks wanting to be involved, including ABC, which was the original network where the series aired. So there's no network attached yet, but they're apparently all interested. It's MGM TV who's behind the actual making of it. So it's written by 30-something creators that they mentioned at the start of the article there, and directed by Zwick. So the follow-up series will revolve around the children of the characters in the original show, which are now 30-something themselves. The intention for original cast members, and the cat has just jumped in front of the screen so I can't see, original cast members to reprise their roles, but no one's actually been confirmed or signed yet. So the idea is that you'll have the original cast now in their 60s with their kids who are in their 30s. But yeah.
But it might not happen.
But worst comes to worst, they'll just be dead. Like, they died slightly young.
All of them.
Well, a couple of recastings because they're so old now. They look different. Fine. A couple of them are dead. Get around it. I never saw 30-somethings. I have no opinion on this whatsoever.
No, me either.
No opinion. But it was a thing, apparently. So, next up.
Apparently.
ABC has put in development a show called Possessed, a supernatural crime drama based on a Korean format. The project comes from the Conjuring writers Carey and Chad Hayes, The Vampire Diaries Alan Paul Wesley, The Masked Singer executive producer Craig Plestis, and Aaron Kaplan's Capital Entertainment. So, Possessed centers around a young woman who, after a near-death experience, becomes a vessel for the dead to avenge their wrongful deaths. So each episode she's going to be possessed by a new spirit who wants to take revenge.
I can see this on network TV already.
It's a little bit of iZombie, a little bit of like Ghost Whisperer, a little bit of a couple other things.
Yep.
Yeah, you can see it.
Good.
You could see how it's going to work immediately.
Yeah.
I wonder what the Korean show's like. I bet the Korean show's quite fun. I bet it's quirky.
It's probably more interesting than this is going to be. I'm confident in saying that.
Yeah, try not to sound too excited.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not a very exciting premise for just another network show. Sorry, it's it's fine. Like I say, I can already see the formula for the network.
Well, buckle up, because it's time.
That time of year.
For a little bit of the C, a little bit of the B. And not the hit television show Buffy the Vampire Slayer, as Faith would call Buffy, she'd call her B. No, I'm not talking about that. A little bit of the S. It's C, B, S.
That time is it?
CBS television studios have acquired the rights to I'm Dying Up Here, author William Nordaleser's best-selling Bitter Brew about a dynastic but dysfunctional Bush brewing family to develop as an epic American family drama series, and it's been eyed for cable and streaming services. So not CBS themselves. This is CBS, television studios. So not for the channel. At least we're starting.
Maybe I'll end up on All Access.
Maybe. So yeah, so Bitter Brew: The Rise and the Fall of the Anheuser-Busch and America's King of Beer is a New York Times bestseller that chronicles the true story of one of the most colorful family dynasties in the history of American commerce. American commerce, yeah, the history. That's what everyone cares about, is the history of American commerce. Over the course of 5 generations, the Bush family of St. Louis took a tiny bankrupt neighborhood brewery and built it into a corporate colossus on the strength of their signature brand, Budweiser, which they dubbed the King of Beers. In the process, they helped turn America into a beer drinking nation while they attained a lifestyle rivaling those of Europe's most extravagant royals.
On the downside, Budweiser is cheap swill, and I look down on anyone who drinks it.
I mean, I just don't want to watch a show about a bunch of rich people who got rich from selling beer. I'm okay.
Yeah, it doesn't sound that interesting.
I'm all right. Next up, CBS.
CBS proper?
Yes. CBS, in a bidding war with all networks, has landed Queens, a police drama from the in-between creator, executive producer Moira Kurland, and executive producer Matt Gross, and Universal TV. The project has received a script commitment with penalty. Queens centers on a veteran homicide detective in Queens who takes on the most challenging case of her life, mentoring her new partner. A rookie cop whose millennial outlook on the world clashes with the veteran Gen X mentality, as these women work to solve the borough's toughest cases while also attempting to right the wrongs from their past. Yeah, I'll give you that.
That's personal and professional.
Yeah, wrongs from their past is definitely personal. I cringe when I hear CBS talk about a clash between a millennial and a Gen Xer. Like I
because they don't know what a millennial is.
Yeah, I cringe. No, not for me.
It shouldn't be for anyone.
Not for me. And then final story of the week: CBS has put in development 2 dramas. 2, count them, 2. We got 2
you
shows.
gonna kill me?
Wet House and The Terminal, from Secret and Lies team of creator, executive producer Barbie Kligman and Aaron Kaplan's Capital Entertainment. So, cop drama Wet House. Where's the description here? Right, so written by Kligman, based on a story she co-wrote with Grant. Wet House centers on a female detective. After an altercation with a fellow officer lands her at the station for cast-off cops with personal demons, she discovers her new colleagues are not only exceptional police officers who serve and protect their community, but also a family of flawed human beings who nevertheless take care of their own. That one's borderline, because she's technically just talking about the cops the whole time.
Yeah, but it's like, it's a family, personal demons. I'm drinking.
Up to you if you want to carry it. Yeah, it's shoved to a shitty precinct. And
on a different network, I might give him benefit of the doubt, but not on CBS.
Okay.
Can we go 3 for 3 with CBS?
The Terminal centers on an unflappable ex-Marine, the first female to earn the Medal of Honor. When she lands the job of head of security for JFK International Airport, she discovers that protecting what is widely considered the biggest soft target in the world will be the most challenging mission of her life. Sorry, no personal.
Damn it, CBS.
No personal. So
can't even stay on brand.
It's a procedural set in an airport, which is interesting. I'm curious where they're shooting that, actually, because it's actually really hard to get time to shoot in an airport for like a movie, just to get it for like a day because of all the security. So yeah, they must have like an empty airport that's not been used anymore that they can just use. That's my guess.
Yeah. Let's get it around.
Yeah, that has to be my guess. That's probably why this was written. Someone said, "Hey, we've got like an airport that still looks quite new, but it's not been used anymore. We can use it." Someone write a show.
Probably, yeah.
Because this is going to be at the airport every episode, so they have to have a location they can use.
I work at an airport, a relatively small one, and we had a documentary film there last year, and just the amount of hassle it is to get them in and out is insane. And they're just shooting a documentary; they're not even bringing in actors and everything.
Yeah, and that's a small crew, right? That's like 4 people with a couple, a camera, a couple of mics.
Yeah,
maybe a light.
Pretty much.
It's not like a big job compared to, here's a crane. Here's
Exactly. Yeah, this is considerably bigger.
Here's 100 extras. Here's an action scene's going to take place. We're going to have fake weapons and all sorts.
Like it's it's a ball like airport security. It just is. I go through it enough times that I dread going through it, even just before work.
I mean, it's important. I'm sure you're glad it exists.
No,
but...
I never begrudge them. I never say that they're doing their job. But the metal detector, as well as going off when obviously it detects metal, it also goes off at a set period every so often randomly, just to keep people on toes. It's a way of doing spot checks essentially, but without the staff being able to single people out. It'll just be right. Machine's just gone. It's your turn. Always goes off when you're running late. Always. And then they'll go, "Oh, can we just swab your bag and run some tests?" And you can't say, "Well, no, I'm running late. Can I go to work?" You have to go, "Yeah, sure," and then stand there for 50 seconds while they run it through the machine. It's a ball ache.
What if you don't? Do you always have a bag with you though? What if you don't have it with you?
I've got to take my lunch because they don't want to pay airport prices for lunch.
Okay, sure. Okay, you've got a bag with lunch in it.
Exactly.
This sandwich is a dangerous combustible. You can't take that in the airport. We have to.
Usually, the only things in my bag are my empty bottle to fill with water when I'm in there, because obviously I can't take my drink in.
Yes,
that has to be empty. My lunch, which usually like a sandwich or pasta, because it can get through security no problem. And my my portable charger, and my house keys, because it's easier to just leave them in my bag. But that's about the extent of it. And they will still regularly stop and swab it and search through the bag, go through all the standard questions. And it's a nightmare.
That's because you look shifty.
They do it to everyone. I do think they single out gingers, admittedly, because the ginger girl who works in the store, happens to her a lot as well. Seems to happen to us more than others. So I think they got something going on against us.
Random buzzer my ass. It's just
the random buzzer means you have to, if you didn't take your shoes off already, you have to take those off, empty everything out of your pockets, not just metal, and then go through the full body scanner and get the full body search.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the searching your bag and swabbing it, they just do that on a whim. That is just up to them. They'll just pick people out at random as they come through. So that is them just hating gingers.
Well, that was the end of the news, though. No more to add. Although you were sharing images from Twitter before, maybe you wanted to add on a bit of this speculation.
What was I sharing from Twitter?
Twin Peaks.
Oh, Twin Peaks. Yes, I was. Sorry, I completely forgot.
So there's no proper sources for this. This is complete Twitter speculation.
It is an account called Hollywood Horror Museum, who claims that there is someone in the know that let there something interesting, a slip about the future of Twin Peaks. If true, they'll they said we'll be squealing and giddy in 2020. So we can't. They said they can't say more until they do. But this isn't just a rumor as far as they're concerned. But interesting, very interesting.
Interesting, yes.
Yeah.
If this means more Twin Peaks by David Lynch, I will be over the moon. I am not going to get excited yet, though. This is just some random Twitter account. I can't...
No, me too. But, I mean, okay. Just on other random... I saw Colin Salmon tweeting earlier saying he would be quite happy to get an invitation to appear in Crisis.
Oh, yes.
Now, whether or not he would be appearing as Walter or someone else is up to be seen.
Someone else just say, "Hey, else could be appearing as." I don't recall Colin Salmon playing anyone else in any other DC shows.
He's definitely not in any other shows.
Anyway, that is us. So just to sort of wrap up, tell you what went up this week TV review wise. We tried a few episode 1s. We tried episode 1 of Emergence. We tried episode 1 of Stumptown, and we tried episode 1 of Netflix's new show, The Politicians. So there's 3 pilot reviews up to check out, and the network shows didn't really blow us away. They were kind of middling, and you can see our thoughts on those. Politician was promising, although with some faults. We're going to try episode 2 of that and see how we feel about it after the second one, and that'll be up soon. And obviously this coming week we have, of course, the next Netflix show, which is Raising Dion. Do we have anything else in the week before then that's worth mentioning that's back?
Nope.
Nothing back yet.
It's It's the week after that's busy.
Week after it's busy. All right. Okay. So there you go. That's basically the TV happenings. It is worth mentioning, I'm going to promote something else for a change because we're almost at October. The Octoberthon begins on Tuesday. So if you're a fan of horror movies and if you've not tried our horror movie podcast, Screams After Midnight, that I do with Tim, please do so. Because during the month of October, we have an episode for every single day of the month. We call it the Octoberthon. And that kicks off on Tuesday. So you can look forward to that. So you can get involved, and you can get involved in the user submitted top 50 horror movies list, where you can submit your own list to mftbquestions@gmail.com. You can also get involved in the Streams After Midnight special October live stream that we're doing on October the 21st. So get involved in all that stuff. October's a big month for us, so look forward to it. But that is us. So obviously, as we said earlier, go to patreon.com and support us over there. You can like and subscribe. You can comment. Let us know what you thought of any of the news that happened on this week's show. And you can also, of course, get us on Twitter at mild_fuzz for channel updates. But otherwise, that is us. So thank you once again for watching or listening. We always appreciate it. Keep watching TV, guys. Have you got any vanilla?